Ilan, thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So you are one of the key people in Tavas. You have been championing the idea of paying your cleaners a decent, a living wage, and getting many of your big business customers to accept this. What are you proudest of in what you have achieved?
Well, my proud is, for many years now, I think I led diligently and consistently a process which actually dismantled the thinking, the conceptual, I would say, common practice that putting cleaners at work should be sort of, transparent and exploited business. And I used every stage platform to say to everybody, I spoke in and spoke out by saying, look guys, the convention which the employment or delivering the cleaning services is a triangle employment format. It's not good anymore. And what I did, I chose to soften this angle of the triangle concept by saying, look, there is no triangle. I'm choosing to be on the side of my cleaners together to fight for their wages and to be a one unit to meet the client cleaning needs. And I'm proud also of the fact that, in fact, today I am the bargaining unit of the wages of my cleaners by saying to my client, look guys, to be a cleaner in a shorted market of cleaners, you have to put not the fair wage, rather you have to pay the decent, because merely fair wage, it's obvious. We have legislation. So this one thing, and the end I would say that I'm proud of, for years and years, I would reply with a big no to customers that insist to sacrifice and repatriate the minimum wage as a generic wage for cleaning services. By losing a lot of business, I would say.
And Ilan, I'm guessing that it's quite a high turnover rate because cleaning is a kind of entry-level job.
Yes.
And perhaps as people improve their Hebrew, they start to think about, if they've come from outside Israel, it's an early kind of job that they can get and so on. So you have a lot of turnover in the industry because of paying a decent living wage. Have you reduced the turnover?
Definitely. We talk about, in our market, we're talking about almost 60% turnover. And I can say, surely, in my company, I can show you some details. We have about 27, which it's really,
So less than half the industry average turnover.
Definitely.
So a real bottom line business case for doing the right thing and tackling in-work poverty. So if you were giving advice to other businesses, apart from do what we do and pay the living wage, any other key advice that you would give?
Well, if we're talking about business like us, sort of, which we have a labor-intensive, employment, the main advice is put your employees in the main discourse, in the center discourse when you are dealing with your clients and with your management cycle, because this is actually the best resources that you have. You have your employee, and I tell you something else. I think the second suggestion I would say is be firm and reason your professional by saying why your profession is very vital for the chain of the supply of the big organization.
Absolutely.
Now,
so if you're thinking about where you're going to develop this Tavas initiative further.
Okay. What I'm going to do? First of all, these days I have a big hope. I think we are facing a governmental revolution, I would say business leader revolution, while we are facing the entering of the millennials and the Z generation,
indeed,
which inhabit a key role in our business. Now, this is affect our business a great deal, and I think this is a good reason to be very optimistic. Why? Because this generation is in a much greater awareness for the social care, for community engagement, and in this other hand, it's a generation which is very competitor, and he can recognize that you can still have an outsourcing of cleaning services, which is decent, and in the other hand, you should concentrate in your core business.
So you would argue that because of paying a decent living wage to your cleaners,
yes,
you are building longer term relationships
definitely
with your key business customers. So again, another bottom line business benefit from doing the right thing,
yes,
doing well by doing
and
good.
I invite my good customers, and I have a good customers, to collaborate with them. You know, for example, we have a lot of immigrants, Jewish immigrants, just came about 5-10 years. They don't speak our language. Now, there is now initiative, and I can even say with Intel and HP in Israel, joint venture, Tavas and them, teaching our workers, our cleaners, how to speak better Hebrew, how to use the computer, how to launch in the internet. I think the collaboration, what you say, will and skill will do the job. And I have one warning to all our customers and all the West Europe. Look, at least in Israel we have a prosperity. Now, this prosperity won't last if we're not gonna pay the cleaners what they need. Because in order to maintain, I would say, this, you know, the culture of abundance, the culture of consumption, and having a good time, you need to rely on this workforce.
Ilan, that's super. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.